I would like AlphaTauri double points with Lando Norris to get his first win. Yeah, that's the thing with the sprint qualifying weekend, with the sprint weekends. I mean, if you win the sprint race, nobody considers you a Formula One race winner. So that's unfortunate. But I am watching it for free. Yeah, Peanut. I mean, of course, you can do a lot of stuff illegally for free. I mean, you can technically kill a man. Doesn't mean it's right to do so. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be watching. I'm just saying it's illegal. But yeah. Yeah, it was around turn 3, the crash between Alonso and Ocon. Let's see what the poll says. Yeah, over half of you think it was Ocon's fault. I mean, that's true. It was a racing incident. I don't think... Well, yeah, I don't really think anyone should be penalized for that. Let me check something before we get going. Okay, so no penalty for Ocon or Alonso, and reprimands for Norris and Tsunoda. Okay, so yeah, no penalties have been incurred from the end of sprint quali to now. So the sprint grid, we are gonna have the two Williams at the back with Logan Sargent in 20th place alongside his teammate Logan Sargent in P19. Then it's gonna be Zhou Guanyu in 18th place, starting alongside Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin in 17th. And it's gonna be 2-1 side by side, Ocon and Alonso once again in P16 and P15. Bottas will be starting in 14th place next to Pierre Gasly on the front Alpine. Then it's Nico Hülkenberg in 12th place with the Haas next to Kevin Magnussen in 11th. Oscar Piastri will be starting in 10th place alongside Carlos Sainz. And Daniel Ricciardo ahead of the Ferrari in 8th place. Charles Leclerc will be starting in P7, P6 for Yuki Tsunoda with a great qualifying next to Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes in P5. Then it's George Russell with the other Mercedes in 4th place. Sergio Perez put his Red Bull in 3rd place next to Max Verstappen in 2nd place, and Lando Norris in the McLaren taking pole position. Sprint pole position here at Brazil, and is going to be starting from P1. So yeah, once again, the tires that are going to be used here are the C4, the C3, and the C2 compounds. And let me check what tires everyone is going to be starting on. I think it's going to be the softs, but we don't yet know. Houston Wade Compton, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining, and I hope you enjoy. A few people are running on softs, a few people are running on mediums. So we may get a one stop here, depends on the amount of laps that we're gonna get here. We're gonna get 24 laps, so yeah, it all depends on whether the drivers are gonna be able to make those tires last or not, but we may see some people diving in. I mean, mostly those that are gonna be starting on the soft tire will be diving in, and I am seeing a lot of red rubber, so we may actually see a one-stop sprint race. Depends on the tire wear, but we may actually see that, especially for those on the soft, like, the front runners. I mean, let's see. We are away for the formation lap now. So yeah, the C4, C3, and C2 compounds are the ones that are used today, and there is a free tire choice for everyone on the sprint. There's P11, P12, that's Magnussen and Hülkenberg in the medium rubber. And then it's Albon and Sargent. No, only Sargent on the mediums, and everyone else is on the softs. So we may actually get a one-stop strategy for this sprint race today. Let's see what happens. Can Lando hold Verstappen? I mean, it all depends on the start, I think. How many laps? 24. We're going to get 24 laps. Right now we are in lap 0, the formation lap, as Norris gets through the second sector and closer into the third one as they go through the infield part of the circuit through turn 8 into turn 9. And that's Logan Sargent just now leaving the end of the pits. Houston Wade Compton gifted 5 memberships. Well, thank you so much. That is super generous to the community. I mean, that's Robert Rosher, that's Rene van der Hoek, that's Jared Hepburn, that's Escape with Bag, and that's Griff Holmes, who were given a subscription by Houston Wade Compton. Thank you so much for sticking around, for becoming a member, and for gifting those subscriptions. And yeah, that's fantastic. You can now use custom emojis, guys. Yeah. Okay, so that is Norris coming across the final corner. Sargent is starting the third sector right now. Let's see, Norris slowing down, of course, not wanting to be sitting too long on the starting grid. First couple of corners are tricky, says Luis Aguiedas. Yes, exactly. First few corners are always tricky, and more so here in Brazil. So we're gonna see what happens. I've been watching the WEC as well today, and it's really not been an interesting race. The end of season 2023 Bahrain, 8 hours of Bahrain race. It's been mostly okay. I mean, Mike Conway has done an amazing drive, an amazing recovery drive from the start. In 1 hour, he moved from like dead last to P2. But other than that, I mean, it's been pretty dull. Rain in Brazil, asks Christian Heim. Yesterday. Today it's completely sunny. So no race in Brazil for now. So you found out what time it started then? Yes, I did. Last night I was like, there was a timer for 9 hours, and I was like, okay, that's 8 a.m. Good. And then I just, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we are racing for the sprint race here in Sao Paulo. That's Lando Norris keeping in front of the Red Bull as we go into turn 1, but Max Verstappen dives round the inside, and I think that's him taking the position. Then there's some smoke looking up at the back. I think that's one of the Williams, and that's already Max Verstappen ahead of Lando Norris, in front of George Russell, who gets ahead of Sergio Perez, who drops down to 4th place. That's one of the Astons going very wide there on the outside of the track. That's Lewis Hamilton. We are on board now, trying to get past Perez. Perez dropping another place. One of the McLarens goes extremely wide. That's Oscar Piastri, rejoining right next to one of the Alpines of Pierre Gasly. Pierre Gasly rejoins in 11th place. Pierre Gasly's up into 10th. Well, now Pierre Gasly, and now Oscar Piastri's up into 10th as he gets past the Alpine of the Frenchman. That's Verstappen leading from Norris. Then it's Russell, Hamilton, Perez, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Sainz, Ricciardo, and Piastri rounding out the top 10, as that is Lando Norris trying to get past one of the Mercedes, gets past Lewis Hamilton, and is up into 3rd place. Oh no, that's Russell getting past Norris. That's Russell getting past Lando Norris. Yeah, Russell up into 2nd. That's fantastic for him. Norris drops down to 3rd within a lap, and that's Alonso getting passed by the Haas going into the final corner. Alonso drops down to 14th place as Hülkenberg gets up into 13th with the Haas right behind his teammate. That is Alonso going round the inside of the Haas as well. Nico Hülkenberg into turn 1. That's some great action, and that's not a move that's going to happen right now for him. So yeah, let's see, that's Alonso going really, really on the offensive on turn 4. But yeah, let's see now a replay of the start. That's Hamilton. That's Hamilton with a good start, but Checo Perez not that good of a start. Kind of blocks him going into turn 1. Russell, though, fantastic start from him. Hamilton still battling with Perez there at the start. Oh, that's one of the Alphas going. Yeah, that's Yuki Tsunoda, I think, going back at the exit of turn 1. I don't really know what happened there, but it definitely was not really good for him. Verstappen with a fantastically clean move into turn 1, round the inside, very close to the pit wall, but still managing to get a completely clean line and get that position. Get ahead, P1. That's Sergio Perez, who now looks to be side by side with Lewis Hamilton. That's Hamilton keeping that position, keeping ahead of the Mexican driver in 4th place right now. Sergio Perez drops, keeps his 5th place. Hamilton has the DRS, Perez has the DRS. DRS, remember, has been active right now. We are on lap 3 of 24, and that just is enough to keep Sergio Perez at bay. Ocon got past Lance Stroll. Ocon is up into 15th, so I think that's, Stroll... No, Bottas dropped down a few places. Yeah, Bottas dropped down a few places, but pretty much everything's the same behind those. Alonso has to get past Nico Hülkenberg and Kevin Magnussen, who are on slower rubber, if he wants to keep in touch with the guys ahead. The gap between Gasly and Magnussen is already 7/10 of a second, and if it gets over a second, there might be a problem for Ocon, for Alonso, for Stroll, for Bottas, Albon, Zhou, and not Sargent so much, but yeah, the guys stuck between the two Hasses with the medium rubber will want to get ahead and get some quick lap times in order to make that possible one-stop actually work. Let's see, we're now looking once again at Sergio Perez, goes around the outside of the Lewis Hamilton and gets up into 4th place. Once again, that's another move. That's Yuki Tsunoda. No, that's Yuki Tsunoda. Yeah, on Carlos Sainz apparently. Yeah, Yuki Tsunoda is in 7th place, but right now we are looking at Lewis Hamilton once again attacking the Red Bull, trying to get that position back, tries going around the outside, there's just not enough room, and that leaves the door around the inside open for Leclerc, who's now looking to pass, going into the 3rd sector. That's Alonso getting past Nico Hülkenberg and is up into 13th place on the soft. Remember, Magnussen and Hülkenberg are on the mediums. That's Hamilton in 5th place we are looking at right now. Trying to get past Perez, but keep Leclerc behind. That's crucial right now. Leclerc almost got past him going into turn 6. And yeah, I mean, it's not been that good of a start for Perez, not been that good of a start for Norris, and Hamilton is now looking to overtake. I mean, he's got the pace, but Perez just got him back right there with the DRS. Let's see if Hamilton can do something about it this lap as the gap extends between Norris and Perez. Right now it's 2.5 seconds. That's Norris going round the inside of George Russell to regain that 2nd place and go up one place above on the podium. That 2nd place for Lando Norris, as now Russell has the DRS on the back straight. I think it's gonna go around the inside. Is he gonna attack him? I don't think. No, that's not enough. That's not enough of a gap for them to be able to switch places once again. That's Norris keeping that 2nd place for now, 0.4 of a second ahead of George Russell. Then it's once again Max Verstappen leading this race by now 1.5 seconds. As Perez, still the gap from Perez to Russell is a bit bigger. DRS enabled, yeah, but it has been enabled by many laps now. Oh well. Yeah, let's see now. Perez less than 2 seconds to Russell, as Hamilton does not seem to be able to hold the speed and hold the gap to the cars ahead. He is falling behind a little bit. 1.2 seconds to Perez as they go through turn 14 and into the start-finish straight once more. The Mercedes don't seem to have at least Hamilton doesn't seem to have the pace that perhaps Perez, Russell, Norris, and Verstappen do today. Leclerc is moving under braking. That is a declaration by Tsunoda on the team radio, as the Japanese man who sits on P7 complains about the guy in front, and that's one of the Astons going round the outside. Alonso tried to get past Kevin Magnussen as Ocon gets past Nico Hülkenberg. It was not enough for Alonso to get the move done, no, but he is trying all his might around the back straight. DRS wide open, but the Haas also has DRS. Alonso goes round the inside right now. He is in front and is up into 12th place. Nice pace by the Aston Martin round here. Got past 2 cars already. The Alpine is not too shabby either. The Alpine of Esteban Ocon right now, yeah, got past one of the Hasses that Alonso got past a few laps ago. And now the other one is right ahead. The Alpine seem to be perhaps in position to maybe get some points today. Maybe. That's a Gasly in P11. Remember, only the top 8 get points, so it's a bit of a far-fetched dream, let's call it. But yeah, Alex Albon team radio, there's oil coming out of the back of Valtteri's car. Okay, so yeah, that may be a bit of a problem for Albon, and well, if it continues to be that way for Bottas as well. Let's see how that develops. But for now, we have Bottas in P17 and Alex Albon going for the overtake, is he? They're gonna come round the back straight very shortly. Alex Albon was extremely close going into turn 1, just not enough to make the move. Let's see right now if he does get it done. Yes, he does. Alex Albon is up into 17th place and is past Valtteri Bottas on the oily Alfa Romeo. Bottas' car just taking a piss. Yeah, Jared, that's exactly it. Now on board with Oscar Piastri, who sits in 10th place behind Daniel Ricciardo's AlphaTauri. The Alphas seem to be having some pace on the past few races. It's been super surprising. They have been the slowest car from the get-go, and right now they are deep into the top 10, fighting for P6, P5 regularly on qualifying, and then holding that position in the race, which is more impressive than anything. And that's Sergio Perez trying to go round the outside and manages to do so for George Russell. That's a good move. That's a nice move. Round the outside into turn 1 of Brazil is always a good move. And that's Sergio Perez up into 3rd place, up into the podium as Ocon gets past Kevin Magnussen as well. And now that's Russell re-getting that position. Up into P3 for him, getting past Sergio Perez. Max will let Checo pass if he tells Russell and Norris. What? Max will let Checo pass if he Russell and Norris. Who bet on this? If he passed Russell and Norris, who bet? Honestly, no idea who would bet on that. Verstappen's not letting anyone past. But yeah, Perez, honestly, I mean, he deserved a decent weekend, and that seems to be the case happening here right now. He's qualified in a decent position. He's been fighting cleanly and decently with the cars in front, with both of the Mercedes, with ahead of the Ferraris. And I mean, that Red Bull has got, I would say, a little bit of a pace advantage over the Mercedes, and there's a little bit of skill also involved in that. But right now, Red Bull seem to be able to fight and overtake, but I don't think Sergio Perez is going to be able to hold on to that position for much longer. For long, I mean, if around the back straight, the second DRS zone, he has to play it smart. He has to overtake round the second DRS zone, get the move done, and then extend the gap through the end of the second and the third sector. Norris Team Radio? Yeah, Norris being told Russell and Perez are fighting, and he's like, yeah, I mean, I know. Just let me drive, I can see. Stroll gets past Kevin Magnussen. The two Hasses who were qualifying so close to the top 10 are now dropping like 2 stones. Hülkenberg, Magnussen, P17, P15 respectively. That may be because of the mediums. We'll have to wait and see how that works out in the end, if they're going to have the tire advantage towards the final end of this race, or if maybe, yeah, I mean, that's just it, and they maybe won't be able to get through in sheer pace and grip, of course, as well. 15 laps to go for the end of the sprint as Perez gets past round the inside this time, ahead of Russell into turn 1. Now he has to make sure that he doesn't get re-overtaken into turn 3. DRS open for Russell. Let's see if he gets the move done. I think if Perez can hold him back, that's it. And yeah, he manages to hold him back, and I think that's Perez's position to lose right now. I mean, as long as he keeps a clean line and not messes up, I think that's his position right now, and it's going to be pretty tough for Russell to overtake. Let's look at the gaps. Russell within DRS of Perez, and then it's Tsunoda very close to Leclerc. Ricciardo looking to almost overtake Carlos Sainz right now as we are on board with him. Oscar Piastri is very close. Gasly's close to him. Alonso is very close to Gasly, and then Stroll looks to be overtaking Ocon very shortly. The gap there is half a second. And then, yeah, Hülkenberg and Magnussen, 0.3 of a second separates the two of them. Bottas, Zhou, and Sargent not far behind at all. Those The backpack there is very, very, very close. Daniel Ricciardo, DRS open on the Ferrari. Is he going to go around the inside? No, he is not, but it's looking like a possible opportunity for an overtake. Ricciardo and Tsunoda keeping in touch with those Ferraris, and Ricciardo in particular very close to Carlos Sainz. 0.3 of a second, DRS round the back straight. Is he going to go round the ins? No, not enough of a gap. No, he daren't. He daren't do that move. Hi, David Taylor. How are you? Very, very, very close, Anthony McPoland. Yes, very, very close indeed. Max not pulling away from Norris. The gap is 1.5 seconds, so doesn't seem like it. No, not so far at least. Daren't. Yes, he daren't. I think that's a word. I think that's a word. Let's see, Carlos Sainz with Ricciardo, 0.3. The gap is still extremely close, and Ricciardo has been, I wouldn't say challenged, but Piastri is extremely close behind as well. I don't think Ricciardo has the pace advantage or the straight line speed to overtake the Ferrari. Just as I say that, the Ferrari goes round the inside defensive. Oh, go the outside. Goes Daniel Ricciardo into turn 1, and I just swallowed everything I just said as Ricciardo makes the move on Carlos Sainz, and the AlphaTauri is ahead of the Ferrari going into turn 3. Is gonna be tough for Ricciardo to keep that place, as the Ferrari slots back ahead into turn 4. But my god, that was fantastic to see. Aston lack of main straight line speed. Right now it's a bit of a DRS train, so not much can be done there. I mean, from Sainz down, it's a train. It's just a train. From Sainz to Alonso, everyone's within like half a second. So Sainz is a bit of a sitting duck here as Tsunoda is pulling away. Ricciardo has to get the move done if he wants to be able to battle for points and get close to his teammate up ahead. Let's see as they come through the start-finish straight once again. That's Ricciardo with the DRS open. Is he going to go around the inside, around the outside? Oh, he goes around the outside once again, but I don't think, that's going to be enough for a move there. As Carlos Sainz blocks the line on the inside of turn 1. And that's Alonso. Extremely pressuring. I mean, extremely close to Pierre Gasly, pressuring the Frenchman. It goes around the inside, side by side. They go into turn 4, and I think that's Gasly's place still. Yes, it is. But that's extremely close, and that's also Ocon battling with the other Aston Martin of Lance Stroll. That's Alonso, side by side through to the end of the second sector with Gasly there. And I think that overtake is kind of imminent. There's a lot of overtakes that look kind of imminent, but seem to, not be that way in the end. So far, the Carlos Sainz train holds strong and looks to be expanding. If Stroll closes the gap a little bit to his teammate, that will be 2 extra cars added to that train. Let's see, is that Ricciardo going for it once again? He goes, try and go around the outside. I don't think that's gonna work. It does. It does work once again through turn 2, but is he gonna get overtaken again? Or is the DRS from Piastri gonna be enough for him to get the move done on Carlos Sainz as well? Are they both gonna get past Ricciardo? No, it's just the same as it was before. Ricciardo falls back behind the Ferrari, and then Piastri holds position. Norris gaining on Max. Yeah, that's true. He's 0.3 of a second closer. But yes, it's Sainz, Ricciardo. Oh, Piastri goes round the inside on Daniel Ricciardo and gets past. Oh, and seems to be that Gasly is gonna get a move as well. No, not enough. As they go through the end of the second sector into turn 10. The Carlos train chugs along, and Ricciardo almost lost a few positions there. Alonso looking to overtake round the inside. Oh, that's a clean move. Was there contact on the front wing? I don't think so. That's Alonso up into 12th place ahead of Pierre Gasly. DRS wide open now for everyone on that train as Gasly looks to get Alonso back into turn 1. They are side by side, and I think the Frenchman's got him. Yes, that's Alonso holding this position round the inside though, but it's gonna be tough into turn 2 to keep that one. And yeah, that is indeed Gasly re-overtaking Alonso, who is not letting that go. Round the outside he goes. That's Carlos Sainz still holding that train, but Alonso holding round the outside. I don't think that's enough. It is. I mean, yeah, that was enough. I did not see that overtake happening there. But yeah, Alonso regains that 12th place. And I think he's going to be able to hold it for a little bit longer this time. Now that overtake, I mean, I was not expecting it through turn 9. Russell saying the pace of those guys ahead is well fast. Russell is in P4. And yeah, that's what we were talking about Perez, Norris, and Verstappen. Perez not as fast though, but Verstappen and Norris, they are just pulling away from the pack. But yeah, the Mercedes today not able to fight for the win. Verstappen radio? Okay, so 6 and 7, that's where Norris is faster. And yeah, Verstappen's being like, okay, are we gonna push to high speed, whatever that is, or not? And he gets told, yes, I've been telling you for 3 laps to push the high speed. That means the high speed corners to be able to push to not save as many tires. I think that's what it means, and that's the gap going right up through 6 and 7 as Verstappen is able to push, and through 11 as well. The gap now extends to almost 2 seconds. That's 0.8 of a second that he gained on just a few corners. That's 6, 7, and 11. Verstappen gaining 0.8 of a second on Lando Norris. My God. Wow. Okay, that Carlos Sainz train is becoming the Piastri train right now, as Piastri loses DRS on Carlos Sainz, and Danny Rick is looking to get past the McLaren as they come through the start-finish straight right now. Danny Rick, Fernando Alonso, Danny Rick looks to be closer, looks to be closer to Danny Rick than Danny Rick to Piastri, but they all go through turn 1 right now, and yeah, if Piastri doesn't manage to regain that half a second and get within the DRS of Carlos Sainz, I think that's going to be a few positions lost for him as well, because Sainz has got a little more speed than Piastri perhaps in that car right now. This just proves my suspicion. Jean-Pierre Lambasi is telling Max to save the tires at first. Yeah, that is true. That is true. And the gap is now holding 1.9 seconds now, almost up to 2 as Verstappen goes through turn 12. Let's see the train still holding strong there. We are looking at it. We are particularly looking at Danny Rick and Alonso, who seem to be the closest 2 guys within that train. Well, actually, Stroll is closer to Gasly, but we are not looking at them in the screen right now. Yuki, driver of the race. Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, still within the DRS of the Ferrari of Leclerc. That's absolutely fantastic. That's Lance Stroll trying to go for the overtake. That's trying to go for the overtake on the Alpine. The Alpine kind of outbraking himself. That's Pierre Gasly. As Stroll goes round the outside into turn 3. That's both going to be getting DRS, and I think that's Gasly maybe getting him round the inside. No, Stroll defending brilliantly that position into turn 4, and I think that's his for the taking. Stroll moves up into 12th place, and that puts the Aston Martins both ahead of the Alpine in 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th place, respectively. Stroll is having a great race. Yeah, Stroll's having a decent weekend. I mean, honestly, a good weekend, if I dare say so. A good weekend for Stroll. That's not something that you see every day. I want Mercedes to come back stronger in Las Vegas rather. Oh, that's true. We have Las Vegas. Las Vegas is going to be really tough for me, guys. When is it? Is it next week or is it the one after that? Okay, it's the one after that. I'm gonna get at least it's gonna be a double header at the end, but at least I'm gonna get a week to chill down. Let's see, Ricciardo with the DRS once again. That's not enough to get it done on turn 1, but that's Alonso extremely close as well. Piastri, Ricciardo, and Alonso all battling for that 9th place there. Las Vegas is in 2 weeks. Yes, it is. DRS open for Alonso. So we're now riding on board with him. By the way, the gap between Perez and Norris is now 2.5 seconds. Perez 7 seconds down almost on Lando Norris. That's Russell 5 seconds down on Perez. Hamilton 3 seconds down on Russell. And yeah, the field is spreading out at the top. Leclerc's almost 2 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton, and Tsunoda still within the DRS. That's fantastic. How many laps left? We are on lap 19 of 24, so we have 5 laps remaining as Verstappen just goes through the start-finish line, lap 20 of 24. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, so does that mean the cars are trapped when they go? The cars didn't happen. Maybe the trophies are trapped. The cars simply exist before Vegas as well. So let's see, is Danny Rick trying to go around the outside of the McLaren? Yes, he is. Is he, I don't think, gonna get the move down here, but it's very, very close right now. Let's see, once again, DRS. Through turn 3. Such as, yeah, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. Now that's Stroll joining the back of the pack. Stroll now joins the train. Then he's gonna do it at the second DRS zone. Yeah, we're gonna do it at the first, but you know, stall him at the end of turn 2 and the entry to turn 3. I mean, if Piastri gets a less than optimal line going into turn 1, that could be it. But he has to kind of outbrake himself or something else. That doesn't look like it's something that happens way too often. That's Leclerc getting past Lewis Hamilton. Leclerc moving up into 5th place. Hamilton's trying to get him back. That's Yuki Tsunoda also trying to go around the inside of Lewis Hamilton right there. DRS open for both of them, and that may be a drag race once again. Hamilton against a Faenza car in Brazil, and that's Hamilton holding Tsunoda back. Hamilton holding him off and keeping that 6th place. Oh, I was getting flashbacks of 2019, that's for sure. That's for sure. Ricciardo, Alonso, Stroll, and Piastri are still, fighting it out. Piastri is 0.4 of a second ahead of Danny Rick. And Yuki and Alonso is half a second behind Ricciardo. Such a good sprint race, this one. Such a good sprint race. I mean, racing at Brazil is always fantastic. Let's see, Tsunoda with DRS on Lewis Hamilton. Can he do it? Can he do it? Is he going around the inside? He is going around the outside onto turn 1. Oh, that's a clean overtake. Way ahead. That's Danny Rick on Oscar Piastri before the start-finish line. Gets the move done as well. That's Ricciardo up into 9th. That's Tsunoda up into 6th. That's 1 place each for one place up for each of the AlphaTauris. My God, words, right? Am I right? And that's Alonso now, who's lost DRS, is it? Oh, no, he's within the DRS zone, but it was within the DRS gap, but was out of the DRS zone for the activation point. That's why he did not get the flap open around the back straight, but now he's getting closer again. And yeah, exciting sprint race. Yeah, I don't want it to end, honestly. I want it to be twice as long. Oh, wait, that's the race tomorrow. Well, that's gonna be good. I mean, I just wanted to continue. I want to bring the old sprint format back of the same places to be able to continue racing like this. But seems like the softs are gonna last to the end of the race. So that's not gonna be any stops this race. Hülkenberg, Magnussen, and Sargent greatly. Oh my god, I forgot the word. What's the opposite of benefited? Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, they are way back. 10 seconds is the gap between Albon and Magnussen. We are now looking at Alonso getting extremely close to Piastri. Compromised. There we go. Greatly compromised with those tires, with that strategy. It was not a good move. It was not a good choice, and they learned it the hard way. Disadvantaged. Yeah, that one's also good. But I was looking for compromised. Yeah. We're showing from Mercedes. Yeah, it was not as good, but final lap is just underway. That's Max Verstappen. It's not gonna be lapping the back cars, but it's closer than one would like, you know. That's Magnussen 11 seconds behind and holding a bit of a train of his own. Hülkenberg, Zhou, Bottas, and Sargent are the members of it. As Alonso's looking to move up into the top 10, as they go through the start-finish straight to start the final lap of this race. Alonso with the RS on Oscar Piastri's McLaren. Is that gonna be enough? Is that gonna be enough? Alonso goes round the inside. Oh, and it's a nice move. Alonso gets it done. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That's Piastri getting him back round the outside and in turn 2. That's a nice move by Piastri, taking the opportunity as soon as he sees it. And I think that's going to be it for Alonso. I don't think he's going to be able to get into the top 10. Either way, good race from the back, well, not the back markers, the midfield. It gave us a lot of entertainment, let's say. Because the front guys, I mean, they're just gone. Verstappen's just winning right now. Yep, as I said, just winning across the line, wins the sprint. Norris 4 seconds behind. P2 for him. That's some good points for himself and for the team. That's Sergio Perez in a podium. A podium. Not an F1 race podium, but a sprint podium, which is not bad. Since Monza, he hasn't been on the podium, and that's a bit of a joke. But yeah, go him. Russell, Leclerc, Tsunoda come across the line. That's gonna be Hamilton, Sainz, and Ricardo. Ricardo almost making the move on Carlos Sainz there. I mean, if he had an extra lap, that's Piastri holding Alonso back. They're in the end P10 for Piastri, then it's Alonso, Stroll, Gasly, Ocon, Albon, and Magnussen, Zhou. Oh, Zhou got past Nico Hülkenberg though. Magnussen in 16th, and then it's going to be Zhou in 17th place, Nico Hülkenberg 18th, then it's going to be Bottas in 19th, and Sargent in dead last. And yeah, that was a fun race, wasn't it? That was a fun race. Yeah, Yuki Tsunoda P6, so that's 2 points. No, sorry, that's 1, 2, 3 points for Yuki Tsunoda and for AlphaTauri, which is fantastic for the Constructors' Championship. I mean, how close? I didn't even think that they could contest the position with Williams, but right now it's looking more and more likely every single day right now. Well, the gap is still 12 points, but at this rhythm, at this rate, I mean, we only have 2 races apart from this one, but they may be able to get it. Now, AlphaTauri right now a solid P8 in the championship. They moved up from P10 2 races ago, so yeah, that is a lot. Hit that like button. It was a really good race. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here and if you enjoy the commentary. As always, that's gonna be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really appreciate you sticking around. And yeah, I will see you all tomorrow. I will see you all tomorrow for the race. It's gonna be a bit of a late race. Well, a bit earlier than today, but yeah. See you all tomorrow. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.